UFC news that I heard yesterday, other than once I tuned into the fact there was a fight. Conor McGregor announces his retirement again.
Probably the most interesting thing that happened in the UFC last night.
Honestly, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not trying to take away from the fights. Obviously, the event last night, it was a good card from what I hear. A lot of people were happy with it. But when you have a card that's not really that crazy in the spotlight, and then like a guy like Conor McGregor's like, all right, let me just take the spotlight real quick. It kind of shines onto that.
You're being really liberal about it. It was a shit fucking card that should probably have never come to fruition last night. And the fact that McGregor managed to take attention away from it, even though
with one tweet.
It was the third time. It is the third time now, I think, that he's announced his retirement. So, I mean, it's very obviously a joke. If he actually does genuinely announce his retirement, it's not going to be on Twitter.
Well, did you see what Masvidal posted afterwards, though?
No.
He basically posted saying that this is a shit. He's like, I've accepted every fight the UFC's ever given me. I've never turned one down. And the way that they're doing me right now is bullshit because he wants Conor. Conor doesn't want him. Conor wants Khabib. And at the same time, it's like last week, we have the John Jones thing going on, right? Where he's basically saying, "Oh, vacate the belt and fuck off. Like I don't need to fight anymore," because he wants a pay raise to fight Ngannou. So this is super convenient and helps John because now if Conor doesn't actually fight the rest of the year,
he wants a pay raise because his fucking anabolic steroids are getting a little too expensive.
He got paid $5 million. He wants 10 to fight Ngannou. That's what's being earned.
Doesn't matter. He's going to have to fucking relinquish the belt anyways when they fucking test his blood afterwards. Who cares?
But again, though, like, John is the biggest name outside of Conor. So who does this help? Like Conor saying, I'm not fighting, I'm retiring. If you don't give me Khabib, helps John. Now they got to pay John to make that nut because they owe ESPN money and they have to pay off that $4 billion to WME from the sale. So you
think Conor McGregor's just doing Twitter fingers to fuck around just to stir shit up just because
he does that all the time,
flexing big dick muscle as big as he can and just throwing
it
on.
I'm gonna read the tweet. Let's see how genuine this tweet sounds. It's got 237,000 likes, 41,000 retweets. Hey guys, I've decided to retire from fighting. Thank you all for the amazing memories. What a ride it's been. Here's a picture of myself and my mother in Las Vegas post one of my world title wins. Pick the home of your dreams, Mags. I love you. Whatever you desire, it's yours. And then it's like a picture of him and his mom. And then 2 hours ago on his Twitter, he put up a picture of a cake that says "Happy Retirement, Daddy," that like his family made him. So he's definitely going on a run of milking it. But half of his mentions are "You're bullshitting. Stop doing this. This is just you doing your annual fucking publicity stunt." Like, I don't think anyone really believes it at all.
This is Conor flexing to get that Khabib fight.
I love Conor McGregor. As a person, probably not as much. As a fighter and an entertainer, I love him. But with that being said, he's posturing. That's all he's doing. He's posturing. He's trying to basically liken himself to Michael Jordan at this point. And it's like, I'm retired, I'm not retired. I'm retired, I'm not retired. Like, he doesn't really know like what it is that he wants to do. And he's using the media to his advantage. He's using his socials to his advantage. And he knows he gets
I just find it so funny though that he decided to do it on like an event night. But I guess that's smarter because that's when a lot of people are on Twitter looking at UFC hashtags, all that type of shit. So
exactly.
He definitely picked his moment.
Marketing 101.
Like,
literally, he's just probably back home in his underwear drinking proper 12. Like, let me send one off him for my drafts.
Yeah, well, if he's at home drinking proper 12, then he probably shouldn't come back because we've seen what Conor McGregor looks like when he's fucking, partying and doing everything, and that's basically getting
He's punching the elderly in the face.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be his next fight. Maybe
he should be a police officer in the States.
Conor McGregor, obviously, we're just going to say it now here on the show. Fake news. He's not retiring. He's bullshitting.
Let's not use the fake news moniker because I don't like that. But he's not retiring.
Who's his next fight? Who would you want to see him fight? I want to see him in Masvidal. That would be a dirty fight. Because I think Masvidal would wipe the floor with him.
Say that again, Ryan.
That Masvidal would roast McGregor. He'd kill him. Conor doesn't want any of that smoke. That's why this is happening. He wants Khabib.
He's not going to get it until after the Gaethje fight.
But they're trying to get him to either fight Gaethje or fight Masvidal.
Doesn't make sense for Gaethje. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense for Khabib. But Conor's like, look, I'm the biggest star. Either you give me what I want or I'm not going to fight.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't matter. Honestly, like the UFC needs to take a step back from the star power and they need to start focusing on merit. Mm-hmm. And I mean, based on merit alone, then absolutely Gaethje should have the fight, just like Ferguson should have had the fight. And I mean, I don't know how many times that's been dropped off, but like I understand that in terms of scheduling, they probably don't want it to be, 6 months in between fights, 8 months in between fights, a year, or whatever the case may be. But they need to start rewarding the stars that are ascending to the top. And the unfortunate circumstance of the way that the scheduling works and the way that Dana White seems to be coordinating everything is he's putting together the money fights and he's not putting together the fights that should be put together based on the skill level and the ascension of these up-and-coming stars.
Like, what a shitty week for Dana. Like, John announces John's fucking around, Conor's fucking around, fucking he outshines fucking Nunes on a fucking pay-per-view that did probably like 0 buy.
He's a savage.
Like,
honestly, I just want to see Masvidal and McGregor. I'm not the most in tune to UFC, but I've seen a few Masvidal fights. And obviously the Diaz one, the last one, that was a savage fight. He's a beast. I think he's one of the best. And obviously everyone wants to see more McGregor because the last fight against Cowboy was like, I sat down and I literally opened a bag of chips. The fight was done.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that fight, right? I was at Dario's for that. That was not a fun time.
The McGregor fight, you mean?
Yeah. Leading up to
it,
I had the golden ticket going into it. Like, all I need Cowboy to do is just, survive. Go the distance.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Honestly, poor Cowboy. I honestly love Cowboy, but he gets fucked in his fights. Like,
dude, he's a punching bag at this point. That's all he is.
He's just a punching bag. He's just the old guy who's going to hang around who just loves the sport. And it's just going to get to that point, if it already hasn't, where they're like, all right, like, they're kind of telling him to read the room. Like,
they already are. They're already giving him like up and comers and like making him be like a fucking gatekeeper, and it's a shame. The Cowboy was.
How many more fights do you think Cowboy has in him before he's like, all right, I gotta hang it up for the sake of like my family and not getting like severely like brain injured?
3 fights ago when he fought Darren Till.
So you're saying you're pretty much saying get the press conference announcement ready now because it needs to happen ASAP.
I think he already has a brain injury, to be honest.
It happened before Darren Till. Like, that was
3 weeks ago there when they had the last event, Cowboy turned around and he said that he wanted to fight 3 times in the same week. Like, what are you fucking thinking, dude?
Damn, that is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I would say give him one more fight because he can't go out with that Conor fight. That was too short. It was really whack. He got like fucking shouldered to
He
death.
did though. Like, he fought again. He fought again like 3 weeks
ago. It went to the cards and it was kind of a.
He
honestly,
Pettis, and like I thought he
he should fight until he goes out with one like real like fucking blazing glory fight. Because the last one, even that went to the cards, everyone was kind of like, really, like what? It was just weird.
Yeah, like, I personally think he should have won the decision, but at the same time, it's like I could see how they gave it to Pettis. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't like robbed, but like it's like, damn, like that's 3.
He's a good fighter. He deserves
4
to
of his
go
last 5. Like, I hate to see it because he's been one of my favorites forever. But it's like, damn, Cowboy, just like hang him up. Like,
he's done
for this, just the sake of like your own mental health. Like, I don't want to see him in there anymore.
All right, so. We've discussed that the UFC is bunk at this point. The fights are garbage. The management is shit. The stars are out of control. Cowboy
Dana White is rich as fuck.